Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So I am wearing a hat today because I'm having a really bad hair day. If you can't tell, I need a cut, which I don't want to do. Anyways, today I am talking about something that's been going on since 2011. It's my chronic pain. So back in 2011 I started with some knee pain. It was a real big deal, so it would hurt, but it wouldn't only hurt like towards the end of the day after doing like a bunch of stuff, so it wasn't like a super big deal. So it started in my knee, slowly worked its way to my hip and my feet and my ankles and everywhere in between. And this is in both legs, so it really sucks because you don't realize how important both your legs are until you have a hard time walking and it physically hurts to move anymore. So back in 2017, after seeing a whole bunch of doctors, I've seen orthopedic doctors, my pediatrician, my primary care, neurologist, rheumatologist. I've seen multiple in each category except for my primary and my pediatrician, because it started when I was still technically under my pediatrician. She's the one that I started talking to about it. That's when I branched out to orthopedics, neurologists, rheumatologists, and just about everything in between that I could. But I wasn't getting anywhere. I kept getting told I had arthritis, then I would get tested and I didn't. Say I had fibromyalgia, but then another doctor would be like, no, because that happens throughout your whole body and not just certain areas. So this is specifically in both of my legs from my hips down and in both of my hands and the start of both of my arms. Sorry, I keep looking off because I wrote little notes so that I didn't forget anything. So back in 2017, I finally found a specialist that I felt could really help me. They specialized in a certain neuropathy called small fiber sensory neuropathy, which one of my previous, I think, neurologist suggested it was, but she personally didn't know enough about it because it's something that's not very common, which they say it's not very common, but apparently it's a lot more common than you'd think. But back in 2017, I went all the way to New York City to the Mount Sinai Hospital to speak to this doctor just to see what her thoughts were. She said that people around my age don't really get positive results from the testing that would have to be done, but all of my symptoms were pointing to small fiber sensory neuropathy. Some of my symptoms are tingling, burning, it feels like my skin is ripping, numbness, weakness. I get like this heavy feeling, like my feet and my legs don't want to be lifted up, like, so I kind of shuffle in the morning. It's like a shocking buzzing, kind of like the static on the TV, like what you'd picture that as a feeling. And of like the bugs crawling through my legs and hands. The bugs is the most common one that I get, as well as the numbness and the tingling. The other ones are more from when I'm having a really bad pain day. I'll start feeling the burning and the ripping skin, and like it doesn't physically rip either, it just feels like somebody is trying to pull my skin apart in certain places. And all of this tends to lead to my depression and my anxiety. It makes it a lot worse for me because I have a hard time coping with the fact that I'm only 26 and I've had this since I was about 17, 18 years old. So it has been taking up a lot of my life so far. But it does, learning to cope with it is kind of a difficult thing when you're not used to it completely, so, or when you don't get the answers you're looking for. So finally, back in 2018, I found a doctor that was here in Rhode Island that could actually diagnose me, and she is still my doctor now. But she decided to go ahead and do the skin biopsy just to see, it would lay down a basis for, well, I and her decided that it would lay down the basis for if I did the test again in a couple of years, if anything had changed. When I did it, and this is after going through a bunch of tests, MRIs, EMGs, like, I think that's what they're called, like a bunch of testing that I've done, blood work, they all came back positive. Finally, after this test, I got diagnosed with small fiber sensory neuropathy. I was in the middle of Barnes & Noble's when this happened, and I literally got the phone call and started crying. I'm pretty sure everybody thought I just got told I was pregnant because I was crying. I was so excited. But I was just so happy that I finally had an answer to what was going on that it made me feel a lot better at that point. They still don't know why I have it, and they can't pinpoint a reason as to why. Like, I don't have diabetes, I don't have like deficiencies in anything other than vitamin D, but I live in Rhode Island, so big surprise. And almost everybody here has that. So they can't really figure out what's going on. So throughout this whole time, I had been put on a bunch of different medications, oral medications, patches. I tried different treatments. So some of the medications that I tried were like gabapentin, Lyrica, Topramax, amitriptyline, nortriptyline, which that one is the one that I recently tried, and it gave me some side effects, so I stopped taking it. I tried tramadol, naproxen, Tylenol, ibuprofen. I even went to physical therapy. I tried CBD, medical marijuana, and acupuncture. Like, I've tried everything that I possibly can. I'm looking into possibly trying to get massage therapy done. And I'm looking into a spinal stimulator as well as a TENS unit, and I have to talk to my doctor also about, during my pain flare-ups, about maybe getting a walking cane because I have a hard time walking, like really hard time walking with it. So small fiber neuropathy, it's with your peripheral nerve system. It's when it's damaged in a way. Mine is damaged in the sensory, so my nerves are backfiring, telling my brain that I'm in constant pain in my legs from walking and moving and sitting for too long. It also plays with like the pain and the temperature when it's in your sensory. So like the burning is because it's saying that I'm like really, like my skin is like hot, and it's not. Like, it could be a freezing cold day and my legs feel like they're on fire, like I'm standing at the stake or something. The whole point of this today was to kind of show you what's going on in my life and why I go to all the doctor's appointments that I do. I go to a doctor at least twice a month. They either send me for tests or blood work or stuff like that. Sometimes it's less, so I go see my neurologist every 6 months, mostly just because she's out of options of helping me now, which is why she's sending me to pain management and a spinal surgeon and a few other things. But yeah, so both my neurologist and my primary care doctor are they've run out of options for me, so they had to send me to even specific specialists. But I want to take you guys along on this process. I am getting a little closer to hopefully having a result to help with my pain, even if it's not something that's permanent. But I am going to be trying a whole bunch of different things in the next coming year or so, hopefully not longer than a year. But I go for an MRI on Sunday. I will be talking to my spinal surgeon on I believe it's next Thursday, and we'll be going from there. Just gonna take you along on this little adventure I'm going through. I hope you don't mind coming along. That's pretty much all I have for today. Bye-bye.